Trying to go live here. See if anybody's on. Feel like talking for a little bit. Had a pretty long day. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see anybody. Just whenever chit chat. See anybody want to talk. Had a long day. Everybody's in the park now. Truck drivers are like vampires. When it get dark, we all go park. Right? Hey Lamont, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? How's it going, brother? I figured we chit chat. I done dropped 2 videos recently. I was wondering, I tried to go live yesterday, but I think I was in a bad part of South Carolina where reception was really bad, so I really couldn't. I really couldn't talk. Hey, what's up, TNF Vlogs? What's up, Mr. Gene Scott? What's going on, brother? Cortez, how's it been, man? Claude, what's up, buddy? Edward St. Andrew, what's up, my man? How you been? How you been? I'm copacetic, man. I can't complain. I had a long day today, man. So let me tell you about today, man. I had a load that I picked out of Georgia, no, Florida, and believe it or not, it paid like $2,000, and it was going from Florida to South Carolina. But the kick was it had 4 drops, all at schools. That's right. I had to drop it at high schools. They were doing like a fundraiser thing, and they were selling oranges and produce. And that was interesting. Little nostalgic, I tell you, because I kind of missed the simple days of going to school. You know what I mean? Where you didn't have to worry about nothing. We didn't realize how good we had it back in the day when we were kids. Going to school, all you had to do was get good grades and have fun and chase people around the school, have a good time. Diesel Junkie, what's up, man? Who unloads? Hey, bro, the kids unloaded. So what they did is they formed a human chain. And bro, listen, they took a long time, man, but they got it done. Every school I went to, the kids formed a human chain, and they were just throwing the boxes off the truck. I said to the teacher, I said, man, thank God for young folk. I said, because I wasn't going to touch this. I don't care how good a little paid. I don't touch freight. And the kids unloaded. They were doing some sort of fundraiser thing. Yeah, that was awesome, man. And it's like near the holidays right now, right? So you see all the Christmas decorations in school. The cafeteria was decorated. I think they said the kids were in school until like Wednesday or Thursday, and they're gone for the winter break. No Hippie, what's up, man? Sitting here watching Paid in Full and drinking bourbon. Bro, that's my movie, man. Paid in Full. That's my movie, man. Money Making Mitch. That's my movie, bro. I might get on there and watch that tonight, man. Drinking some bourbon. I haven't had a bourbon in a while. But it was cool going back to high school, the different high schools in South Carolina. I had to be up at like 2 o'clock this morning. And the kids were up there, and they were unloading the trucks. And I should have got it on video, but I was like, I ain't going to pull this out here. I just sat back and enjoyed the moment. One of mine, too. Yeah, that Paid in Full movie's pretty good. Yeah, I like watching that movie, man, because them guys had guts, okay? It takes guts to sell kilos of cocaine and everything. Oh, it takes guts and balls, man. Especially Alpo, the Alpo situation. He just recently got killed in New York. Something from his past came and bit him in his ass. But that was my movie, man, Paid in Full, based on the true story of Richard Porter. Richard Porter up in New York, and Alpo and AZ in New York. Ah, man, but I'm just here chilling, man. I got a load picks up out of Charlotte. Another school shooting in Wisconsin. Wow, really, Anthony? So Anthony says there's another school shooting in Wisconsin. Jesus Christ. What's going on with these kids, man? Like I said, it felt good to deliver to the schools today, man, but schools have definitely changed, man. I was in high school when that Columbine situation happened, and that was a shocker. Now it's become so common that doesn't shock anybody anymore when these kids go to school and shoot each other. It's terrible, especially by the holidays. You know, it's terrible. I don't even like crowds because of it. So, hey, no hippie, how long you staying home for, man? Staying home until New Year's? You know, I hear things are picking up a little bit at Prime, man. I heard y'all guys are making all kinds of money. I think energy and excitement of young people. Private caller. Yeah. That's what I like about being at the. Oh no, hippie, you stay home to the 6th. Jeez, that's a vacation. that's a long vacation. But you know what, bro? I don't blame you, man. I wish I could stay home to the 6th too, bro. If my bills weren't calling me, I would stay home, man. But yeah, going back to the high school, be around the young folks, it was pretty cool, man. They were a pretty cool group of kids, man. They were having fun. I miss the times of just having fun, man, and don't stress. It's crazy, man. I remember being a kid, and they were like, "Don't rush to get old." Trust me, I couldn't wait to get older, and now that I'm older, I'm like, damn, they were right. You know, wish I can go back to the age of 18, 17, when you're in your best physical condition, the peak of your health, the peak of your everything, So, but man, bro, no hippie stay home to the 6th, bro. That's a vacation. Unfortunately, man, I'm not gonna work over Christmas, but I think I might have to sit on the low during Christmas. I worked like 4 miles from Columbine, school that shooting that happened. Ooh, Jesus, no hippie. That's right, that happened in Colorado too, right? Yeah, that Columbine thing. Damn. Gene, no hippies living the life with a paid off truck. Okay, now I understand. Oh, wow, you got a paid off truck, bro. Oh man, you know what? Lau is a success story of a lease purchase guy. He is. That's where you want to be. A paid off truck, so where you can take vacation and relax leisurely. Okay. Let me see. Private caller, no hippie, did you make the last payment on your truck? Edward St. Andrew, I hated school from kindergarten till 13th grade. No hippie, he says, my last payment is 2 weeks. Oh, bro. What does it feel like to be that close to pay dirt? Man, get to relax and then, take it easy for a spell. Don't have to stress out, That's the life, bro. No hippie is where we want to be when we do lease purchase. Yesterday, I tried to make a video about am I a failed lease purchase operator, right? Because I wanted to talk about it. Because I've been doing lease purchase for about 11 years. No hippie. I was getting killed last year with those trucks. Bro, I know you were. I know you were, man. I know you were. Lau is a great guy. I had met him several times. Was going to work for him, but my dad passed away and things didn't work out. But he seemed like a great guy. Yeah, Lau is a good dude, man. He is. Really good dude. I just made my last payment on Super Ego. Alpha Male, you made a last payment on Super Ego? So how's Super Ego going for you, man? Because I heard some wild stuff over there. Lucky I sold the 21 to free up some more money. Yeah, Lau. That was a great idea, bro. I don't blame you. No hippie, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Depending on what happens after next year's inaugural ball, after Trump is in office, I wouldn't be tempted to get another truck. I just don't trust it. I just don't. Even though a lot of people are waiting for him to come back, and even though under his administration we made a lot of money, that's the most money I ever made in trucking during his administration. I just don't trust it. I wouldn't want to be in a situation like you just left, because I know that was very stressful on you and your family. Test the spirit. Hello, what's up? What's up? Oh, did I hit something wrong? But yeah, old man, Hopefully one day I get to feel that feeling of no payment. You know, hopefully one day I get to feel that feeling, man. Well, maybe, I don't know. You know, that's if I don't leave trucking. You know, I did apply for some jobs. Oh, excuse me. And we're gonna see if I get them. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So I hope everybody's getting ready for the holiday, though, man. Like I was saying earlier, I might be stuck on a load on Christmas. I got a load that picks out of Louisville, Kentucky, and drops in Philly on the 22nd. And I'm debating if I should just deadhead home after I drop that load, or if I should just stay out and pick something up and go home. I don't know. Tim Kendrick, Rich, the lease purchase is a hard deal, man. Yeah, you're right. I took Christmas and New Year's off of protesting more than anything. Hey, bro, is it the cameras? Is it that, or is it the loads? Why are you protesting, bro? Huh? Why are you protesting? That's hilarious, Lau. I never thought you would say something like that. The baby, it's the cam, huh, Gene? You think it's the camera? Is that why? And you know what? Those cameras are making good drivers bad drivers. And the reason I say that, right? Because a lot of you guys, we don't really need those cameras. We don't. I mean, not the ones facing us, right? I mean, facing out is another thing. You know, seeing traffic and stuff. But even that, you don't really, you know. Unfortunately, insurance companies are running the trucking company now. The camera and the attitude of the place. Bro, I understand, man. I understand, man. Prime just, you know, like I said in my old videos, Prime is doing Prime, man. Looking out for themselves. But you can't blame it. It's business. It's unfortunately somebody gets crushed in that. You know? The cameras, yeah. Lau says, I feel like I'm smoking weed at my mama house driving with the cameras. Yeah, you're scared to do anything, right? Yeah, and they talk to you. See, what I don't like about the cameras, bro, is that not that they're, but say you're on their shit list, because you know Prime does have that, where they look for anything to get rid of a driver because they really want to cut some cost. It has nothing to really do with your, you know, with the driver itself. Sometimes they're just looking to cut some slack, right? And those cameras can add fuel to whatever slack they're trying to cut. So that's why I don't like them, you know. And secondly, you know, they have artificial intelligence. So the camera's really studying and taking data from you and seeing how you drive and observing you. Might be used later for something else, which I don't like that. It is a baby cam gene. Okay. Just the spirit. Your corporation can fly you home for the holidays? No. No, man. When you're a truck driver, bro, you gotta drive. You gotta fly yourself. One year I got stuck in Dallas on Christmas, and I just flew home. Parked at the Flying J in Fort Worth, and hopped the airplane, came home, did my little holiday, and went back. That's when flights were cheap and loads paid a lot of money, so I was able to do that. You know. But you know, fellas, I don't know, man. I'm just doesn't really feel like Christmas this year, does it? You guys in Christmas spirit at all? I mean, I got a little bit of it when I see the kids today. Seeing the school decorated, you know, even though it was cheesy when I was a kid, it's still something to see. Stevens had been, but okay, Claude Tony says, Stevens, Ben had what they did. They turned off the inside camera, but left the other three running until you messed up and just turn back on when you drive. Hey, Claude, that's very true. I have a buddy over there who worked for Stevens, and he got busted driving, touching his cell phone in the rental car. So apparently Stevens put cameras in the rental cars that they give you to run to Walmart and to do your little errands. They got a little camera crazy over there, but they busted him touching his cell phone, and they turned his camera on in his truck for 6 months. So yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is. You know, the biggest problem I have with the cameras is not necessarily the privacy, but like if you're a husband and wife team, you know, and I had students, right, that left their home, gave up their house and their apartment, and moved in the truck with their spouse to save money. and you're in here, getting your jollies off with your wife or your girlfriend, and the camera goes off, and your driver manager's listening to you have sex and intimate time with your wife. That's a problem with me. That's a problem. So, let's see. Christopher, what's up, man? I'm still at Prime driver also, and I'm very cautious about how much I speak about the cameras. But when you look at the lawsuit against the company, it's fucked. Ooh, really? Somebody already sued them already, Chris. That's crazy. No hippie. Gene Scott, no hippie. Are you enjoying all those bourbons? You have a lot of drinks. Hey, no hippie. I'm just sipping, not really hammering it down. I gotta try some bourbon, man. I haven't had some in a while. I think I'm gonna buy a bottle and go home. Give me a bottle of bourbon. That's some strong stuff. My drink, no hippie, is I like white Hennessy, the cognac, the white Hennessy that you get from the Caribbean island made of sugarcane. I'm an island guy at heart. I'm a Caribbean man at heart, so I love that stuff. Christopher, wow, so multiple lawsuits. Wow, wow. So Prime is being sued. I gotta look. I gotta do some research on that. That's interesting. I'm shocked that a privacy attorney, because they do have those out here. I'm surprised a privacy attorney hasn't really go after these companies that put inward-facing cameras with the volume on for drivers. I'm shocked because that's like a case they would take, right? Privacy. So I'm shocked about that. Thoughts about doing home daily? Well, Lamont, this is what I hear about doing home daily. I heard they work you. Oh yeah, they're going to break your back. 14-hour days. They work you. I heard they work you hard. They work you long. I can be worse than slavery sometime. Chris Fair, you were 100% on BLC luck. You didn't jump on that Alaska account. They was 10 times worse. Oh, so you guys saw my BLC video? I seen a couple of guys on there made comments. Apparently, it was much worse for some people. Not Prime, the camera company. Netrodime. Oh, okay. So Netrodime is being sued. I bet you they're being sued for sharing data. I mean, that's the only thing they would do. If you share AI data, that's very valuable. Okay. We had the front and the driver, and one of those side safety took everything down, but the front-facing camera, front-facing, keep the side ones on. You can see their hands. Oh, okay. I see. Gene said that was too much info given lawyers. Yeah, you know what? A lot of some companies do, like who I work for now, they don't have a rear-facing camera because they don't want to see what the driver's doing in case he's at fault. Because even though a good lawyer can probably sue a trucking company, they don't want to give them ammunition if the driver's doing something negligent. Claude, back-breaking work. I was looking into some local work in NYC. The work description was crazy. 25 to 35 stops. Yeah, boy. That's one reason why I didn't go local. That's one reason why I didn't go local, because the backbreaking work, the multiple stops in the short period of time, and the pay. Sometimes the pay is not where it's supposed to be. Now, those fuel haulers do make pretty good money. I heard those guys are pretty consistent. But I might get into that one day. I just, my biggest concern with fuel hauling is I really don't want to touch the freight, to be honest with you. I know it sounds lazy, right? But I don't want to be out there with the hoses trying to clamp down. Like, I'd be scared I put the wrong fuel in the wrong place. If you put the wrong fuel in the wrong tank, that could be like a $10,000 job to get fixed. That could be a very, very bad thing. You're definitely getting fired. So, guys, it's getting dark. Sun's getting low. You are fired automatically. Yeah. Hey, Claude, Tony, I heard, and I also heard that those fuel haulers have signed an agreement that they cannot smoke a cigarette within 200 feet of the truck. And if they catch you, they fire you. Now, I knew a guy who smoked a cigarette not too far from the truck, and they caught him on camera, and they fired him. All right, which makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is if you're parked at a truck stop and the dude next to you smokes like a chain, and he's flicking cigarettes out the window. I mean, I still catch fire. Cryogenics is where it's at now. That's the next phase, huh? Okay. Oh, guys, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to make a dollar, man. I've been doing a lot of broker loads. This company does a lot of broker loads. And the guy called me like 15 times to make sure I was on time. And the load, I mean, it was a good paying load. Like I said, it paid $2,000 coming out of Florida. Going to South Carolina, which I think the total mileage was like 490 miles. So that's great. What's going on here? Look at Rod. Oh, these Indian truckers. Jesus Lord. No hippie, what you say? Hey, I think No Hippie might be drunk a little bit, might be buzzed. What you say? Ready to rehire. Rehire who, Lamont? The guy that messed up your truck was a constant worry. Bro, listen, man. Loud, No Hippie, you 100% right about that. I don't know if you know, because we talked in the past. When I had my truck at Prime, I was trying to get a driver for it, and Lyle helped me to advertise to get a driver, and I finally found a driver, right? And within a month, or what was it, 2 months, he wrecked my truck. And when he wrecked my truck, he put me in a hole with Prime for like $14,000. Okay, and you know, it's. I mean, he wrecked it at the perfect time because yeah, the insurance covered the damages of the haul, the damages to the truck, the damages to the trailer. The insurance did cover that. What the insurance didn't cover was the downtime, because when he wrecked my truck, it was at the height of the part shortage. So they were short on parts, and they had to wait a month or two to get parts in, and that's what killed me. And next thing I know, I have a $14,000 negative that I had to work out. And you know what? There's no way I could have worked that out to where, I could have made a living at Prime. There was no way. And you know what's shitty about it? The guy wrecked my truck, and he went and got into a company truck. Now I don't know where that fucker's at. I have his address, and there I thought about going down to his house and punching him in his face, because the accident that he got in was stupid. Okay, what he did is, this guy was a Jamaican who lived in Florida. Okay, all his life. Decided to take a load in the dead of winter to North Dakota during a winter fucking blizzard. Okay, and he jackknifed right on Interstate 90 in the middle of fucking North Dakota, and it cost me 14 grand. Okay, so Gene Scott, wow, you serious? That shitty Prime would make you pay, make him pay for half. Well, no, Prime wanted me to pay the whole banana, brother, not half. And the reason they wanted me, because the truck sat down. So it sucked, man. It screwed me up with Prime. I was almost paying that truck off, but to be honest with you, I should have never gave that truck to that rookie. I should never try to expand my business. It was all just a learning lesson. And I got burnt, like really burnt. Burnt to enough that every time I tried to apply to come back to Prime, that was the reason why I couldn't come back. And this is the reason why I went to BLC and I went to Wilson, and I'm gonna tell anybody this. It's either Prime or nobody. If you know somebody who's interested in working for Prime, have them work for Prime. Don't have them work for BLC or fucking Wilson Logistics or DeWalt or DeWitt Transport. No. Don't have them drive a truck for an A-Fleet guy. Don't know. If you want to work for Prime, work directly to the mothership, because it's not worth it. Everybody is trying to cut you in and take your money. Like I said about BLC Transportation, their fixed costs on their truck with their insurance was $2,000 to start. Plus, they were taking an additional 10% on top of your money. You know, my biggest regret was adding trucks. That took a no stress job to 100% stress. There were always something, always. No hippie, you 100% right. You 100% right. What happened to that rookie? Well, from what I understood, after he wrecked my truck, my fleet manager, Drew, said, hey, don't worry about it. We have another truck for you. Drew wanted him off his fleet anyway. Drew was my fleet manager. I don't know if Drew's still there at Prime, but he wanted him off the fleet because Drew called me a few times complaining about him. He said, Rich, I don't like the vibe of this guy. He's like, he's kind of skittish. I said, oh shit. So Drew was like, look, we're going to send him over to a regular company. He's going to have to, because apparently the accident is not really an at-fault accident if you jackknife, which me personally, I think it is if you're driving during a winter fucking storm. You shouldn't be out there. But I think the company side hired him, and I don't know where he's at now. This was a couple of years ago. But his name was Ahmad Smith. Ahmad, you screwed me, you motherfucker. You screwed me good, buddy. Cost me a career back at Prime, basically, because I'm not ducking out 14 grand. And I talked to Success Lease, right? And at first, after the accident, about a few months later, Success Lease sent me a letter. The guy's name was Chris in credit at Success Leasing. And he tells me, he's like, hey, listen, you left on good terms here at Prime, but you do owe a negative. He said, but you can come back and we'll work something out. So I was like, I thought about it for a few weeks, and then I called him back, and I was like, yeah, I'll come back and work it out. What can we do? And he said, well, this time we can't hire you back because, the market has changed. The market was shit. That's when the market started to go to shit. So he was like, yeah, we can't take you back right now. He said, try again in a few more months. And every couple of months I would try and I would be told no. Now, let the market turn around where they're desperate for drivers, where they need people. When Prime is willing to suck your dick and give you a hand job to get you in the door, then they'll hire me back, okay, and they'll work with that negative. But now they won't. And it's a bad market. It's a terrible market, and they don't know when the market's going to turn around, okay, or if it ever will. During COVID, well, before COVID and during COVID, you could fuck up as long as it wasn't nothing safety related. They would take you back in a heartbeat because the money was so good. Guys were making money hand over fist. I think during COVID and before COVID, I was a trainer at Prime, and like I said to people, the most money I ever made it was working during those times at Prime. I seen paychecks $7 grand for 1 week of work. Never in my life have I ever seen a check that high. $7 grand. So I was making money, revenue $14,000-$15,000 a week, But when the bottom fell out, revenues, people are seeing revenues of $4,000, $4,200, and that's it. Midlife Trucker, my man with something to say. Midlife Trucker has strong opinions on my videos. I read your comments all the time, bro. These issues are why I'm glad I'm a company driver. Yeah, Midlife Trucker, I'm gonna say this. Where there's high risk, there's high reward. And the reason I say that, right, is because, I made $7,000 one time. I made $5,000, $6,000, $4,000 for 1 week of work, $3,000 consistently. Okay, it was high risk, high reward. When things are going great, it's high risk and high reward. So we're not complaining. I was just saying during the COVID market and before the COVID market and during the COVID market and a little bit after COVID market, I was making excellent money. I was bringing home cash money, at least $20,000 a month, leasing, at least 20 grand. Okay, it is the most money I ever made in trucking, ever made in my life, ever. And then when the bottom fell out, that's when all the issues started coming. When revenues start going to $3,000 gross a week, when you're bringing home $1,000 or less a week, or less, it's a high risk, high reward type of issue. And that's why a lot of guys do leasing. As a company driver, I could have ran my ass off. I'd have never seen a $7,000 paycheck. Ever. Ever. You know? Think I might have saw a $2,000 paycheck, but now 7 grand, you know. That's changing money right there. That's a lot. Listen, with that money, I was able to do a whole lot of things. Whole lot of things. Each week is a gamble. Yeah, Shamarcus, you're right. It is a gamble, and we were on the winning side. When I was at Prime during the years of 2017 to 2022, we were making some money, bro. Tall cuz, yo, Rich, I remember when the trucking companies were blowing my phone off the hook to come to school. Now I can't even tell you the last time I seen an ad for new drivers to attend trucking school. Hey, tall cuz, that's 100% true. You know, the trucking companies really telling people to kiss the ass right now. That's why I snapped at Maverick Trucking, because right now it's hard to get into CDL school. It's hard to get a job. Before this shitty ass market came upon us, I was able to get a job in 30 minutes. I miss those days, where I can call a company up and they check my MVR and they had a plane ticket and a hotel room waiting for me. Now you gotta wait weeks, if not months, to get a job. You do. Midlife trucker, I'm over 100K already this year. No gamble. Hey, midlife trucker, you played safe. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you playing it safe. One of my issues being a company driver is because I wasn't with the right company. I think if I had to do it over again, I would have got my experience over the road and try to get on Walmart as soon as I could. Because Walmart pays you for everything, and that's how it really should be. Okay, you should get paid for everything, even to sleep in the truck. You should get paid for it. Okay, and Walmart has better benefits, better fringe benefits, retirement, everything. I had an opportunity to work with Walmart a couple weeks ago. They invited me to the orientation again, and I heard they changed it. I heard they made it more relaxed, and I declined. I did. I declined. I might try again maybe next year, but I declined. Oh, okay, midlife. Okay. I decline with Walmart, man. The biggest issue I have with Walmart is the uniform. Like, I don't think I want to wear a uniform out here. Especially when you're working all day in a uniform. And I don't think I want a slip seat. Like they do slip seating in their trucks. So you share a truck with like 3 guys or 4 guys. And I mean, this is sleeping quarters and everything. I don't like it. And their cameras are pretty sensitive too. So I don't know. Michael Page, 2007 to 2022, 20K a month is around. Where is all that money? 20K a month isn't around $1.4 million. No, I don't believe it is. But Michael Page, let me tell you this. There's a Prime guy, right? There is a Prime guy. What's his name? Skate Trucking or Skater Trucking or something like that. He's a YouTuber, very popular YouTuber. I think it's Skater Trucking or something like that. But he posted his W-2 one year, and he made over $1.2 million, and he showed it at Prime. He was him and his wife team. I can't think. Is it Shake? I can't think of the guy's name. If you guys know what I'm talking about, drop his name down. But he posted his W-2 one time, and he made over $1.2 million one year. So yeah, it is very true. Very true. Where's my money at? We're not going to talk about that, bro. Michael Page, we're not going to talk about that. James Lockett, man, I don't think it's ever going to get better from trucking. My truck is paid for and it's still no good. Brother, it's hard, man. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. What's wrong with uniform? Deliver freight at night and mail in the morning. don't hit me. I wear sweatpants and t-shirt, and I wear slides. I don't, I don't wear boots. I'm comfortable. I drive very comfortably. I can literally hop out of bed and hop in the truck. I don't know. I'm not there yet, uniform wise. That's it. Christopher Waldo, a freight skater. That's it. Freight skater. Michael Page. Freight skater posted his W-2 one year, right? And he made like 1,000,000 too. He did. It was very possible. Very, very possible. A lot of guys made a lot of money during those years. A lot of them. I made a lot of money. Some months 20 grand. Seriously, right in my bank account. I made so much money, man. I was able to do everything. Pay things off, go on trips, trick a little. I did it all, bro. Shamarcus, freight skater, spelled differently. Okay. I thought you were saying you were bringing home 20K a month from. No, Michael Page. No, that's true. Yes, I brought home about $20,000 a month. That's very true. That's no cap. That's very true. No loud. You probably did better than me. That's on the low end. I was lazy. Okay. You guys know some stuff I've been through with my trainees. But yeah, I was very lazy. Yeah, 20K. Let me think. Some weeks I did 7, 6,000, 5,000. Normally 5,000 was my regular bring home. See, yeah, that's right, Michael Page. Yeah, I used to bring home about 20 grand a month. Yeah, some months less, some months more. Okay. I drive in my socks, but I always put shoes on before getting out. Hey, midlife trucker, you don't want nobody to see you in your slides? Oh God, I seen a guy drive with his foot on the window. I don't know how he was doing that. How flexible you got to be to do that shit. But hey, Michael Page. Yeah. No, you didn't misunderstand me. What I said was true. Okay. I made a lot of money. Let me see. Yeah, a lot of money. When I was training, I would say 4,000 was low, 8,000 was high, 65 was average. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Yeah, we listen. Prime, we was making some money. You hear me? Oh God, those were the good old days, bro. I mean, we were making some money, and all of a sudden the bottom fell out, and you had trainers barely making $800. But during those times, 2017 to 2022, about or 21, 22, yeah, we were killing it, man. Man, listen. Not to mention, some guys were making. Did you guys see Driver Lineup's video? His live. Driver Lineup said he made $100,000 on referrals. Okay, that was then. What about now? Hey, Middle Trucker, you ain't gotta rub it in, man. Okay, you ain't gotta rub the salt in the wound, bro. Okay, but Eric from Driver Lineup is a Prime driver, and he was on his live. And he was talking the other day, and he said from referral bonuses he made over $100,000, about 95,000. He was doing extremely well, extremely well. Okay. Christopher, get ready to drive. Just wanted to say what's up to my fellow Prime drivers and all the people I have watching on YouTube. Chris, thank you, brother, for love. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Like and subscribe. I hope I say stuff that makes sense to you. I hope I give you some, I make this channel just to give information, man. And I got something a little bit to say. It's getting dark. Oh, the sun's getting low. Man, it gets dark at fucking 5:30. Jesus. But yeah, man, Chris, during those times were the good old days, bro. You live in North Carolina, just saying. You can't any color truck you want as long as the color is gray. Let's see. Michael Page, that brings home around 1.4 million in 6 years. I'm just always wondering where the trucking money who made that, how much money goes. The market drops and everyone's struggling. Michael Page, listen, I'm going to say you this, right? And what I'm going to say is true. When the guys were making that kind of money, we weren't thinking, some of us wasn't thinking about the future. We weren't. And it was irresponsible. It was. You know, men men fuck up money all the time. Some men do. Some don't. Some use their brain and save it. Others, they fuck up money. You know, they go buy houses or motorcycles, go on vacations, uh, go gambling in Vegas. I'm sure Vegas got a lot of money from Prime. You know, guys make mistakes. Some guys do. You know, other guys expanded their business. You know, some bought trucks. A lot of them did. You know, they took that money and then went and bought trucks to lease on to Prime to make more money. So I quit training when all the money was good. My life wasn't worth the risk, let alone it put stress on relationships because you could never have private conversations. Yeah, no hippie. Yeah, I understand that, man. You want to talk freaky to your babe, you can't talk freaky when you're a student sitting in the front seat. You know, it reminds me, right? I'll tell you guys a quick story. When I was in training at Stevens, I had a trainer named Jack, right? I don't know if he's still alive or he's still there, but he used to have sexual conversations with his wife. Well, not his wife, his girlfriend. And I was on top bunk, and I snoring. He'd make sure I'm sleeping. He'd be at the bottom bunk beating his meat. It was so uncomfortable, bruh. Oh God, I can hear him talking about you. Oh, just having the raunchiest conversation while I'm in the damn truck. You know. And hey, did you see that? You know, taking a picture of his Johnson, sending it over the text. You know, he had juicy conversations, man, but I had to pretend like I was sleeping. Uh, sleeping, and he over there whooping his monkeys. Yeah, very uncomfortable times, bro. Very uncomfortable. Claude, and those referral people are the ones responsible for the influx of drivers. Claude, it is our fault. We ran our fucking mouths too much. It is our fault. YouTube's fault. YouTube is so easy to get on that we end up turning around and fucking ourselves. Okay. So it's our fault. Yes, I do agree with that. I can respect Michael Page. I can respect the answer, sir. I'm not trying to troll, just always wondered. We all know trucking is cynical, but most don't seem to save for the downside. Yeah, bro, listen. When the good times are rolling, you keep it moving, you know. Hey, listen, we all fuck up money, bro. You know, I listen. You see one of my videos about how trucking's been good to me. You know, these first class vacations don't pay for themselves, baby. Okay, I was gone, man. Out in Jamaica, man. Listen, I was in Jamaica getting me a Bob Marley drink when my goddamn student called me and told me he wrecked my goddamn truck in North Dakota. Okay, I was out the country. I just listen. You're Michael Page. You're right. I mean, you're 100% right. Okay, and it's a lesson that we all should learn. I'm going to learn it. Okay, when the good times are rolling, you prepare for the worst. But when the money's good, bro, what you going to do? Shamarcus, I had a driver that put death in my fuel tank. The bill was pretty high, but they broke it down into low weekly payments for me. I recently got it paid off. Did they offer you that option? Shamarcus, no. No, they didn't, brother. No, they didn't, man. They wanted the whole 14 grand, man. They wanted the whole dick. Hey, Edward said, Andrew, you sound like you were wearing a white suit. Andrew, I was on the beach with a linen suit, halfway chilling, man. My chest hair is out. Looking at all the Jamaican booty, bro. Listen, man. I had a good time. What? I had a good time. I'm pissed because I ain't been on vacation in about a year or so. You know, I like to leave the country. I ain't been nowhere, man. I haven't seen no good ass in a while, bro. Brother Richie's hurting, bro. Oh, God. You know, I ain't seen no eye candy or nothing, man. I'm tired of looking at these fucking ugly ass truckers. So, yeah, it's time for me to go. Let's see. No hippie. Speaking about wasting money, I gotta go and get up on this bourbon. I think Lyle tapping out on us, man. Hey, Lyle, you take it easy, blood. I hope things are good for you, man. You sound like you're gonna be all right, bro. Long as Prime don't try to switch up the game on you, man. I heard for a moment there they were like, if your truck's not like a 2021 or something, they were trying to get you off the fleet, which I thought was crazy. Minister B, go to Daytona Beach or Miami. Yeah, yeah, I go to Miami a lot, right? But I prefer to go to Jamaica or Dominican Republic. Something about a passport bro really, really, really dawns on me. I'd rather be seeing exotic women who are not American. Okay, I'd rather go down to Colombia, fucking DR, fucking Jamaica. I'd rather be doing that. That's more appealing to me. You know what I mean? They're more approachable. People in general, when you're outside the United States. If you stare at somebody too hard at fucking Miami Beach, you're gonna get put on the poster. Okay, you're gonna be put on the poster, man, and ran out of town. Oh yeah, guys, I don't know, man. Company drivers get paid vacation. Come on over in the dark side, bro. You right. Midlife trucker, you right. You 100% right, man. You 100% right. And that's why I'm kind of looking to get out of trucking, because I miss having a regular life. I miss doing the 9 to 5 shuffle. I miss having weekends off. I miss getting home to watch my series on TV. I miss being in my own bed, take my own shower. I miss going to the gym, you know. Harv, what's up, man? Hey, buddy. I miss working out, bro. I do. I done gained some weight since I've been out this motherfucker. Let me turn this on. I done gained some weight since I've been out here, man. I ain't got that left hook like I used to have, bro. I used to have that one hitter quitter. I gotta get back in shape. Heck, Rob, what's good, bro? What's up, man? Heck, Rod, what's up, man? Become a corrections deputy. They're a shortage now. Ugh. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to be locked in with them. I don't. I didn't like it. I tried it one time. It didn't work out for me. I don't be locked in with them. Really, I want to be in a situation, bro, where I don't see the deplorables in life. You know, like I don't want to see deplorable people anymore. Like that's one thing and see, that's the only reason why I didn't go back to any kind of police department, because I live in the South, right? And when I looked at the pay, man, the pay is pretty low to be any kind of law enforcement in the South. It's low, even for guys with experience. It's low. And I just don't want to deal with that no more. I don't want to deal with fighting somebody, crackheads, homeless, derelict. Before I left Washington, D.C., I had to go to the welfare office to respond to a disturbance call of a lady who was, what I told, she was 5'3", but like 400 pounds. It was like riding she had mental health issues. And what happened was they cut her welfare off because she forgot to do something. And she snapped. And she was tossing shit around. And when I got there, it was like riding a bull. I swear to God, I couldn't get this lady on the ground for shit. I mean, it was like riding a fucking Bronco. She's fucking massive. I ain't dealing with that shit at this age. I ain't doing that, dog. Nah, I ain't doing that shit. Let's see. Midlife trucker. Pick a good carrier that gets you home and still pays well. There are quite a few. They are advertising. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm done next year, my last year. Claude, I'm praying God. I hope next year is my last year too, bro. I hope these federal government jobs come through for me, bro. I hope it do. I hope I'm sitting in a desk having conversations with intellectual people and doing that. Put that lady in the NFL, bro. Rod, she was massive. It was like riding a boar. You see people ride a boars? Oh my God. She was she had that retarded strength. And she was tossing my big ass around, and I ain't a little dude. At that time I'm 280 pounds of muscle. And she was tossing me the fuck around. It took about 3 of us to get that bitch on the ground. And she was mad, oh God. I'm praying for you, bro. Bro, look, I hope, man. Bro, listen, I hope. Trucking, it was cool, man. Okay? It was cool. I had some good experiences, man. I'm ready for the next chapter of my life. I don't want to be stuck in this fucking truck. I don't want to be stuck in this motherfucking truck, man. So anyway, fellas, it's getting dark. Getting dark. Sean, what up? Richie started at Stevens a bit before you. Hey, Sean, what's up, blood? What's going on? Sean. What's going on, man? Or woman? I think it's a woman on there. Oh, God. So anyway, I hope everybody's good tonight, man. I'm just bullshitting here. I made 2 videos. I was wondering how everybody reacted to them. Let's see here. Sean, that's my. Oh, okay. Hey, Sean, is that your girl on your profile? Hey, bro, why you do that for? Why did she beg you to do that, bro? She beg you to do that? Hey, I want everybody to know this is my man. All right, it's my man. We closed, bro. I have onboarding on the 30th. Hopefully, I make it. Will be a lot better there. Oh, okay. Good luck to you, man. Onboarding at Walmart. Good luck, man. Hey, look, here's my advice, right? Don't trust nobody there. The instructors. Or the guy who give you the road test, he trying to be cool with you, don't trust him either. Make sure you do what they tell you to do, how they tell you to do it. Okay? Watch your speed. Don't hit any curves when you're making you doing your road test. And make sure you get all the 5 majors when you do your pre-trip. Okay? Make sure you name all. You don't gotta name, if you can't name all the parts of the engine, don't worry. Just get all the 5 major components that they want you to get. Hey, Sean. Hey, man. Hey, look. Sean got that new love. When you young and you be on the phone, be like, you awake? Nah, you awake? You sleep? Nah, I ain't sleep. I bet you be doing that shit with your girl, huh, bro? Hey, that's all right, man. I miss that shit. You know, you love so much, you want to put each other's faces profile on there. Yeah, this is my girl. It's that good and young love. Jesus, Lord. Ah, that good love. The tenderoni love. That's all right, bro. Hey, man. Nothing wrong with that at all. Uh, anyway, bros. I don't know. I'm about to go lay down, I guess. I had a meal at Denny's finest. Get tired of truck food, bros. 10-4, I've been studying. Okay, good luck to you, bro. Good luck to you, man. Just remember what I said, man. Don't be cool with nobody. Not until you're done with the process, man, because they real dicks, you know? Real dicks. You told me not to trust them, big bro. They all switch up eventually. You damn right they do. Rich is okay so far at Advanced Trucking. G80 Sean, are you at Advanced Trucking? With Christy. You tell Christy to kiss my ass, man. Kiss my ass, fucking bitch. You know, oh, God. I'm sorry, man. Tell Chrissy and Dennis to kiss my motherfucking ass. You motherfucker. Now, only one I like was Dan. Dan was cool. Okay, but Christy and fucking Dennis can kiss my ass. My entire ass. You know, gonna put that, you know, y'all watch my video. I'm currently in Springfield getting my spy camera installed. Hey, listen, G80 Sean, you see my video about Advanced Trucking? That was some whole ass shit they did, bro. So you guys who don't know what happened to me at Advanced Trucking, I'm gonna give you a little quick. Yeah, I'm right here now. I'm in the old Prime truck, 21 Cascadia. Bro, listen, I'm gonna tell you what I did wrong at Advanced Trucking. Okay, let me tell you what I did wrong. I let the left hand know what the right hand was doing. Okay, welcome to the baby cam. I definitely keep in mind I can't trust anyone until they actually prove it, and it takes a long time. Yeah, good, Rod. Good, because it's a lot of ass kisses over at Walmart. It's horrible. You know, it's horrible. It's fucking horrible. Protect your neck, brother. But hey, I want to give you a quick synopsis of what happened at Advanced Trucking with me. And y'all, tell me if y'all think I was wrong for this shit. I went home for my birthday, right? Came back out, was working. I didn't receive a paycheck for the whole month of March. Okay? The whole month of March, because the loads were bad, the revenue was bad. I was running my ass off on the USA board. Okay? Yeah, they do USA power only. I was running my ass off on that board, and it sucked. So I told Christy, I went home, took my shit out right there in my hometown, and I told him, I said, look, I quit. Okay, I quit. I'm gonna bring the truck back to you. This whore turns the fucking fuel card off on me. Okay, I call and like, yo, Chrissy, you turned the fuel card off? Well, you said you're quitting. Yes, I'm quitting, but I'm bringing the truck back. Mind you, from my house to Indianapolis is 700 fucking miles. So Dennis gets on the phone. He's like, if you bring it back, I'll get you a plane ticket home. I said, cool. I'll bring it back. Let's arrange this shit. So in the process of bringing it back, they flew fucking Dennis down from Indianapolis to retrieve the truck. Okay. They take the truck and run off somewhere. I go back there to get my fucking day bed out of that bitch because I had a bed in there that I paid $600 for at the the Iowa 80 truck stop. I called her up and said, "Yo, where the truck at? Where everything?" They didn't answer the phone. Next thing I know, they put unauthorized location on my fucking deck. Okay, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, I was bringing the son of a bitch back. My mistake is I told them I was quitting. Okay, I shouldn't have told him I was quitting. I should say, hey, listen, I'm home, taking care of some shit. I'll be back on the road on Tuesday. And I should have gassed up and drove the fuck up to Indianapolis. I didn't do it. That was my mistake. That was the only drawback working for a small carrier. Okay, they wanted to give me a last fuck you. Then weeks later, they take $7,000 of my maintenance money and make a fictitious bill. You know, $5 a mile to recover the truck. This, that, and that, and the fourth on the truck. Truck was perfect. Okay, and it took all my $7,000. Listen, dirty sons of bitches, bro. Dirty son of a bitch. You got that abandonment removed from your deck? No, I did not. Is it still working in the CDL? No. The moment I don't get paid, I dip. Listen, I haven't got paid for them almost a month. Okay? I was running 3,000 miles a week. Okay? The final straw, the reason I quit, is I dropped a load off down in Florida at a Peterbilt factory. They had USA trailers there, so I know they take loads out of there. And the security guard was like, yeah, we got loads going up north. And they would not dispatch me on one to save my fucking life. Oh, man. I did him from Miami all the way to fucking North Carolina. Okay? So, let's see. You got that abandonment removed from your DAC? No, I didn't. I tried to. And Christy fought me to the T with that shit. And see, here's the conflict of interest that I have with DAC. Okay? They have an incentive to keep shit on there because they're getting paid by the employer, Advanced Trucking. When Advanced Trucking don't pay them, then they'll remove that shit. Okay? I literally fought them to the T. Now, I have a lawyer that he's like, hey, listen, we can fight this, but it's going to be a liable lawsuit. That's what it's going to be because it's affecting your reputation. But before we can fight this, Mr. Richie Rich, I need $5,000. Fuck. And he says it might not be worth fighting because Advanced Trucking might not have any assets I can go after. If they were Swift, Prime, anybody else, I would sue in a heartbeat because they have money to pay me. So that's what happened to me, bro. Are you back at Prime? No, I'm not. Small companies can be very good or very bad, no in between. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Big Johnson 51. I'm about to try Prime Lease. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Good luck to you. They did that because they feared when the drivers are quitting that you will destroy the truck, especially when you haven't been paid in a month. Bro, listen. Dirty ass tactics. Dirty. So, my man, what's his name? G80 Sean. If you quit, don't tell him. Don't tell him. If you quit, do not tell him. As a matter of fact, fill the tank up. They're headed up there to Indianapolis and drop the truck right there in their front yard and tell them sayonara. Okay? Because they are dirty. No shade at all. Do you regret leaving Prime Rich? Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah, I did. Because it's been shit ever since. It has been horrible. You know, I had a great fleet manager named Drew. I was doing pretty good, man. I made a mistake. Should have left. CJ Washington, what's up? What's up, man? Have you worked for Martin? Big Jordan 51, I did. Look at my videos, probably 10 videos down. You'll see my review about them. You're going to die laughing when you read it, when you see it. Mr. B, Prime is designed for you to run. Say goodbye to your family. Prime, yeah, you're right. You're right. It is. You got to be out here working, bro. At least a month at a time. But advanced trucking can, kiss my ass 2 times. If I had the money to sue them, I would, you sons of bitches. Advanced trucking has cost me opportunities with other companies because of that. Luckily, I'm with a small carrier, and they were like, look, we understand. Okay, people do dirty shit. How you have a guy who's been out here 12 years with a clean record? When I say I have a clean record, I have nothing on my record. No tickets, no speeding tickets, no nothing. And then all of a sudden you get that on there. It's odd, right? This goes back to what my man was saying. Tim Travels. I want you to watch my boy Tim Travels' channel, man. I love his channel. Gives good information. But he was saying that the industry expects us to be professional, but we are not treated professionally, and which is 100% true. It's 100% true. We're not treated professionally. We're treated like fucking garbage. Let's see here. Mr. B, Prime. Okay, hold on. Mr. B ain't lying. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Rod says, yeah, it's good, but I never home, but I put my time in now. I feel free. Has it been challenging to find a good job with that on your record? A little bit, yeah. Hirschbach turned me down because of it. Indian River turned me down because of it. Let's see, who else? And that's about it. Those two. I was gonna go back to Indian River because I like pulling tanker. I was gonna go with the Hirschbach, because they're a prime competitor, and they turned me down. Hirschbach, I'm gonna tell you, the recruiter at Hirschbach was very solid. I'm gonna tell you why. The recruiter from Hirschbach called Advanced Trucking, called Christie, and was like, "Hey, can you please remove this from this driver's record? Okay? Can you? He wanted her to at least explain to him what happened, and the fucking whore wouldn't answer the phone, and she wouldn't return his calls. Like they deliberately wanted to fuck with me, deliberately." And the guy from Hirschbach, he's like, "Look, I did everything I could, man." He said, "But they don't want to answer the phone. They don't want to return my calls. So I can't help you at this moment." He says, "You might have to get a lawyer." And I called a lawyer. The lawyer won 5 bands. To sue for libel. I have 2 years statute of limitation. 2 years. If I get 5 bands I could spare in 2 years, I'll probably do it. Okay. And I'm gonna want 50 to 60,000 or more, 100,000. I am, because it's bullshit. That whole situation was bullshit. And I haven't heard from you in a long time. What's going on with you, honey? Let's see. I'm netting 32 this week. Lease new truck at Prime, 62 gross. Good week. And you are the woman. Good luck to you. That sounds good money. It never seems to amaze me that businesses have so much power. Attorneys are scared to sue. Big Jordan 51. The lawyer explained it to me like this, which made perfect sense. He says, Richie Rich, listen, you have a case. He said, the problem is I want to sue somebody that has assets I can take. Okay? It's pointless for me to be in court arguing with these folk and they ain't got jack shit to give me. He says, I don't want to waste my time. He said, if they were a mega carrier, I would sue them tomorrow, because just for the suit to go away, it'll give me $6,000 or $10,000 just for it to go away. But he says, since this company is small mom and pop and they barely have any assets, I can't go after them. For what? So you got to kick up front, which makes perfect sense. Okay, lawyers are in the business of making money, so they want some money. That's why I'm having a hard time suing these fuckers, because they don't have assets that are worth going after. Now, had they been a Snyder or a Stevens or a Prime or something, and I had them dead to rights, I'd be walking out of that courtroom with $1 million. Okay, with $1 million. So didn't Ashley Furniture buy out Wilson a few years ago? Yeah, they did. Shamarcus, they bought their Western division. Their Western division. So they pulled their Western trailers in the mountains. Mr. B, at least your lawyer was honest. Yeah, because he didn't want to take my money because he's like, I don't want your money. I want theirs. I want their money. I don't want your money. I want to take theirs because they pay. That's why I don't feel bad when you hear places like Warner getting sued for $130 million for discrimination. Who else? What's the other flatbed company that fucking discriminated against a guy because of his hair? When he sued them for $60 million. Sue these fucking sons of bitches. Sue them. I wish I could sue Advanced Truck if they had money. But they ain't got no fucking money. TMZ, that's it. TMC, yeah, that's it, Mr. B. Man, I damn near went to Prime when you were there. Bro, it's not bad, bro. It's not bad. Yeah, TMC is getting sued for what, $30 or $60 million for racial discrimination. Just sue them motherfuckers, Warner, what's it? Warner got sued for what, $131 million for discriminating against a guy who was deaf in the ear. These guys, well, hell, Mr. B, they might not be strict no more. I think they're gonna lose that money. Okay, how many $30 million lawsuits can they take? That's more money than the driver would ever made working there. Could have gave him a job. I mean, he would have stayed there for a couple months and left. I wish Advanced Trucking had some money. I wish they were a mega carrier. I wish they were Wilson or fucking Prime or something. I could sue the fuck out of these people. The discrimination for hair, but not the flip flops. Yeah, it's crazy, right, Rod? Makes no sense. But anyway, fellas, I don't know. I'm sitting here, I'm trying to calm down because man, that Advanced shit pissed me off. Because like I said, shit in trucking that I saw is really a RICO case, man. It really fucking is. Yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm here. It's a RICO case. A lot of these companies commit like fraud, and they they do things to, that's kind of borderline criminal to me. It really is. Could Rich go into retirement if he wanted to? Doyle, no. Not right now, brother. Not right now. I wish I could. I'd have been gone. I wish that, like, I met a female, man. She was out here working. She did 25 years in the military, and she was quitting trucking. Told I was jealous of her. Ever think of Old Dominion and why not try Walmart again? I remember they said you can try again. Yeah, like I said earlier, man. Not right now, bro. Not right now. I've tried suing West Side Transport, had OSHA involved, and went through the investigation. Had a legit case for the investigation to be terminated because West Side State Director slid him money. Wow, Jordan. Listen, man, trucking can be dirty. It can be dirty. They got a guy, Sunshine Shoulders. He's 65, big chill, chilling in Thailand. Oh, lucky him, man. Lucky him, bro. I wish I could retire, blood. I'll be gone. Shit. I'll be gone like a motherfucker. Guess I would. Y'all better chill on suing and trucking. They're going to put that on the DAC. Bro. Listen, man. Truck companies do you dirty, you should sue them. You see my video about Maverick, what they did to him? He should sue them. He should sue them. He should get, but chances are he doesn't have the money to do that. Okay? But he should, because even though he showed up on time for class, he missed the shuttle. That doesn't really matter. Okay? You could be getting a ride home every day from your house to Maverick's orientation. As long as you were on time, you should be fine. Okay? That's a sort of discrimination to me. But see, the problem with suing folks, like I said, is lawyers want their money up front because it's a high risk case because you may lose. So they don't want to be working for free. Okay, they got bills too. That's the issue I had with fucking Advanced Trucking. I have a case, but I can't sue because I don't have the $5,000 to give the lawyer for retainer. Okay, And if Advanced Trucking was a multi-million-dollar company, maybe he would have forgave that pertainer and sued him in hopes of winning a large settlement. Okay, so it's a dirty game out here, man. It's vicious game. BLC, I had them dead to rights. I still do. Dead to rights. I don't know, y'all. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to call it quits, man. I've been on here long enough. For you guys who just tune in, please watch Rewind. Are rates low right now for owner operators? You fucking really are. Hey, Doyle, they're horrible, man. Listen, I listened to a guy, right? He took a load from Los Angeles area, I think Oxnard, California, to Landover, Maryland, a few years ago, right? That load paid him $9,600. It was going to a military base, delivering Welch's grape juice or some sort of alcohol or something. He said today he looked at the load board, that same load from Oxnard, California to Landover, Maryland, is only paying $3,700. Where the fuck did $5,000 go? Okay, they're ripping folks off. I also tried to get out of the trucking and pursue my major, which was criminal justice, but can't seem to find anywhere that hires entry level. Keep trying, bro. Keep trying if that's what you want to do. When I told you when I got into the police force, 3,000 people applied. Only 50 of us made it. Okay, and out of those 50 of us, most of us were military guys and college graduates. Some had both, military and college graduation. So it ain't easy. It ain't easy peasy, baby. So anyway, y'all, I'm about to call it quits, man. I've been on here long enough. So like I said, please watch Rewind for my videos. Like and subscribe. Richie Rich will talk to y'all soon. I hope I entertained y'all tonight with my ranting. It's been tough. It's been tough. Where's my man 412? Where'd that brother at? I ain't see him. 412 was always on here. I guess he's working now. Hey, somebody tapping on 412. Hey, quick question before I go. What happened to No Luck Trucking? The Liz and what's the guy's name? I forget the guy's name, but No Luck Trucking. What happened to him? He used to make videos all the time and he disappeared. I wonder if they broke up. I wonder if Liz said, fuck this, I'm tired of being in the truck. I don't know. Anyway, good night, y'all. Peace.